Hey, if you're sitting here tonight feeling that familiar heaviness, that quiet sadness, that sense of already in your chest, then this is for you. There's a kind of emotional shift that happens on Sunday nights that most people never name. It's subtle, it's quiet, but it hits deep. It's what happens when you finally start to feel like yourself again. And then suddenly the weekend is gone. Maybe you didn't even get the weekend that you wanted. Maybe it wasn't restful or perfect. Maybe you spent it running errands, taking care of people, catching up on life. But something about Saturday and Sunday still feels different. Weekends hold a softness that the week doesn't always allow. And when that softness gets cut short, even by just a few hours, your whole body feels that shift. For a moment, you had some space. You weren't rushing. You weren't composed, responsible, or having to be on. You were just you. And now you're already bracing for Monday. That ache you feel right now, that tug behind your ribs, that pressure settling into your shoulders, the clenching of your jaw, that's not you being dramatic. It's emotional re entry. It's that quiet return from a slower version of yourself back into the pace that asks more of you than you sometimes have to give. And emotional re entry is real. Most people never talk about it, but almost everyone feels it. Some call it Sunday anxiety, some call it dread or burnout. But for many people, it's something simpler and softer. It's a longing for more time in a life that doesn't always offer it. You might find yourself wishing the days were longer, not for productivity, but for rest, for joy, breathing room, for presence, for the version of you who shows up when you're not rushing between responsibilities. And then your mind might start doing that thing that it does, where it tries to make you feel guilty for wanting more. You know that feeling of you should be grateful, you should be stronger. Everyone else handles this. It's just work. Why does it hit you like this? But hear this clearly. You're not wrong for feeling heavy right now, and you're not weak for wanting softness. You're not ungrateful for craving rest, and you are absolutely not broken because Monday feels like a lot. You're human. And the truth is, the week can be demanding, not because you're failing, but because you're carrying a lot. You show up in places that don't always feed you back. You stretch yourself to meet expectations. You give energy you don't have. You solve problems no one else sees. You carry mental loads. And you hold emotions you rarely name. So, of course, your body resists running back into that pace. You're not wrong for feeling that. And here's a part no one tells you. Sometimes the Sunday heaviness isn't about Monday at all. It's about the life you've outgrown, but are still walking through. It's about the quiet awareness that something in your routine is too tight, too loud, too draining, too survival based. And the weekend becomes the only place that you get to feel even a hint of who you're becoming. That's not sadness, that's clarity. It's information. It's your inner world whispering, something in your life needs room to breathe. Something in you is craving change. There's something that's not aligned yet. Not all clarity comes from dramatic signs. Sometimes it comes from this subtle ache you keep feeling at the same time every week. And maybe right now, you don't have the option to overhaul your life. You still have responsibilities. You still have bills. You still have a pace you can't fully change yet. That doesn't mean you're stuck. It just means you're in a transition your soul recognized before your schedule did. For now, here's your reminder. You don't have to sprint into Monday. You don't have to be perfect this week. You don't have to pretend that you're fine if you're tired. You don't have to force yourself back into the rhythm that feels loud. You're allowed to enter the week slowly, on your terms, with gentleness as your anchor instead of pressure. Let the shift be gradual. Let the expectations be lighter this time. And let yourself be human. Because your worth was never based on how well you handle the hard things. It was never based on how quickly you adjust. It was never based on your productivity or your performance. You deserve rest. You deserve softness. You deserve a week that doesn't swallow you whole. And even if tonight feels heavy, remember this. You've made it through harder weeks than this. You've survived seasons that felt endless, and you've rebuilt yourself from exhaustion before. You are stronger than you think, without having to be strong all the time. If this gave you even a small sense of steadiness tonight, you're welcome to stay connected here at Rooted and Rising Official. There's room for you to grow slow, trust your pace, and feel supported in the in-between. You're doing better than you realize. And this heavy Sunday feeling, it's not the end. It's just a reminder that you deserve a life that feels more like the version of you that shows up on the weekend.